what's up? Skinny from Mushroomhead, Mayhem 2014. You're watching Under the Gun TV.
Sweet. All right, so I've been following you guys a little bit online, seeing all the photos you've been posting from Rockstar. It looks like it's been crazy so far.
Right
huh?
on. Yeah, it's off to a just up and running, man. Brand new album came out in May on Megaforce Records, The Righteous and the Butterfly. So album number 7, we got a bunch of brand new material to debut, play for our very first time. The first week or so we were changing up the set list quite a bit, and we got it kind of dialed in, man. So it's just hard and heavy, man. Lots of energy, just a good daytime fun festival, man. Mayhem 2014.
I saw on all these pictures how you guys are always going into the crowd. Is that like a big part of it for you, for your show?
Oh yeah. It's, you know, as much as us interacting with the crowd as the crowd interacting with us, you know. They feed our energy, so we try to give it back to them, and it's very much audience participation. You want to, you know, make everyone feel, you know, you want them to chant along, you want them to sing along, you want them to feel like they're part of the show, and they are. Without the audience, man, without the crowds, we don't have, you know, we couldn't do it without them.
So I saw this awesome picture of Stitch playing the water drums. So for people that aren't familiar with the water drums, how does that work? That just looks so cool to me.
Yeah, we call it aquatic percussion.
Aquatic percussion.
He's an aquatic percussionist. We got a label for it now. It was something that was just set up for one show. It was supposed to be just like a special effect type of thing, and it was originally made for me to do to a program drum thing and come out.
Okay.
When we made it, it was a much smaller version, and we videotaped the idea, and I saw it and I said, no, that needs to be going on the whole time. On each side, we need 2 of them, and you know, the rest is history.
Have you guys ever experimented or created any other kind of instruments besides the aquatic percussion?
Other than you know, playing around with, we're heavy duty into the production of music, the engineering. We have our own studio and that kind of thing. So we're always tinkering and experimenting, kind of you know, reverse engineering, if you will, circuit bent toys and things of that nature, man. There's a guy out of New York, Dr. Blankenstein. He hooks us up all the time with like really cool little gizmos and sound makers, you know. Yeah.
Did you ever think when you guys were first starting that you could be a masked metal band and make it last this long and still be relevant and playing stages like this?
You know, that really wasn't in the equation. We were just trying to make some art and have some fun and do what we needed to express musically. We were just fortunate enough to pick a format that people, you know, enjoy, which is music. And you know, I just come to work every day. It's been 22 years, and I just keep doing the same thing. I wake up every day going, how can I pimp my band out? How can I pimp my band out? So, you know, when you look back at it, yeah, it's a hell of an accomplishment. It's a lot of time. I'm kind of shocked as well, but on the other end, it's just another day at the office.
So how much has your live show changed in all this time, you think?
Oh, it's constantly evolving. Obviously, with the new album, The Righteous and the Butterfly, there's a lot of new material to experiment with, to try on different crowds. And, you know, like a daytime festival is very different than a nightclub scene for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, the setting is different. There's a lot of lighting, more theatrics in a club, and the daytime festival is more energy and fun. So the set is just constantly changing. On this tour, we have a lot of off days that we do our own headlining shows, so we get to actually do both, which is really cool. Like, I'll play completely different songs one night than I do on the festival, so it's awesome.
So let's talk more about The Righteous and the Butterfly. What's your favorite part about the new record? What was the best part?
Well, you know,
recording and
I'll tell you, we've got the introduction of Church on guitar, got the introduction of Dr. F playing bass, and the reintroduction of J-Man being on the album as well. So there's like 3 major points to bring to it, and I think that really added to, there's a fun factor to it, there's an energy to it, there's a freshness. Like, it's just a good spin on it, you know, and on an old song, on an old tale, right? You know, we've been around a long time, so to be able to twist it to where you're into it after that's our 7th album, you know, to get yourself back into it, that's pretty impressive and pretty exciting, man. I'm just really proud of that album and everyone that helped make it.
I saw somewhere that Nikki Sixx was promoting the album, and he was quite a fan of it. How cool does that?
Really cool. Like, he's got the Sixth Sense thing at Best Buy, and to see your hand, you know, if you hand picked them, to see your album sitting there on that, it's really cool to know that, you know, obviously after 20 years, people, you know, are acknowledging it and
Motley
going,
Crue
yeah,
is
these guys have been
acknowledging.
around. I've heard of them forever, and
Yeah.
you know, it's really really cool, man. So, and not to mention fucking Motley Crue. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. In another interview that Mushroomhead did, I guess earlier on in the summer at Mayhem, you described where you filmed your last video as kind of like a haunted house.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that house was haunted?
No, it's an actual haunted house.
Yeah?
Stitch, our keyboard player, he and a couple guys back home in Cleveland own, it's called Fear Experience Haunted House.
Uh-huh.
So what we did was we just built a whole new room for the haunted house and filmed it and then left it in there. So if you go to Fear Experience, you can literally walk through the room that we filmed the video in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in ghosts and stuff like that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah? Have you ever had an experience with one?
You know, it's creepy. Yes, there's definitely one in our studio, without a doubt. I'm a firm believer. I've had hair standing up on the back of my, like working in some Photoshop stuff late at night, all alone, footsteps. I'm like, who the hell's here?
Yeah.
And then literally go in the other room and no one's there. I'm like, all right. And go in the other room and open the door. All right, quit fucking with that kind of thing. You see, you got the big glass window in the studio. I swear I see people walk by. And there's another door from the way the one editing room sits. When the door is open, I swear sometimes there's someone standing there. I'm a firm believer, man, you know?
So who do you think could be haunting the studio? An old musician or something?
What's that?
So who do you think could be haunting in the studio? An old musician or something?
You know, hopefully. I mean, there is a lot of energy there. There's a lot of creativity, man. I could see, you know, any sort of lost soul, if you will, wanting to gravitate towards there. But there's a cemetery right across the street, so it could be anyone.
Yeah. I know that Waylon had to shave his eyebrows for that video. One, why did he need to shave his eyebrows? And two, how long did it take for them to grow back?
You know, it's really funny because they weren't growing back yet. We had to do passport photos for Russia.
Yeah.
So his visa application photo, he's got no eyebrows. It's pretty funny. I don't know how long it took to come back, a couple weeks or whatever. But the main reason was the appliances that get stuck on his forehead, because he doesn't have a full-blown mask. He's got more appliances and makeup. It's a mixture of all of it. It would have just ripped his eyebrows off anyways, and just gave him a razor and said, take one for the team, boy. And he looked funny.
I mean, have you ever had things that weren't straight mask? Have you ever had different kinds of appliances?
The last probably 10 years we've been wearing pretty hardcore straight masks, at least myself. Before that, I was very much a gas mask guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only had the half of it. I'd wear the ball cap and the SWAT mask.
I mean, I still think it's badass as hell. Has there ever been a point in your career where you've been like, oh man, I'm getting tired of putting this mask on?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Every day. But once you got it on, you become someone else, and you can just kind of let loose. And it's definitely a different me, and it's a better version of me, so to speak.
What's the wildest thing that's ever happened at a live Mushroomhead show?
Man, I mean, you name it. I mean, we've seen some things, you know, like literally sex on stage.
No.
You know, right up to the side over there. Yeah, that more often than you think, as far as, you know, blowjobs and shit. It's happening all the time, which is always kind of interesting. Mayhem's really fun. When we go on it, we're on at 305 every day, and all the motorcycle guys are usually doing their show at the same time, so watching that, you know, doing backflips and stuff while we're playing, I mean, that's pretty cool too. But
that's cool.
Man, I've seen a lot of fights. I've seen a lot of people get hurt massively, like legs broken, you know, like compound fractures, stopping shows.
Yeah, so what happens when someone compound fractures? You just stop? Or?
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah, you got to get those fuckers out of there right away.
Yeah.
Over 20 years, we've seen quite a bit, but you know, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Do you guys ever do any like big like balcony jumps or anything like that? Or you try not to do too much trapeze work?
Stitch and Roberto Diablo, Robbie, the other water drummer, those guys are pretty heavy with it as far as jumping in the crowd and standing on the crowd or riding a whale. You know what I mean?
So last one, what else can we expect to see from you guys after Mayhem's over?
Right after Mayhem, we go home for a couple of weeks, and then we gear up for a tour with it's Mushroomhead and ICP. Actually, the support is Avatar, 3-6 Mafia, Mushroomhead, ICP.
Wow.
We're going to go out and tear it up for the month of October. It'll be nationwide, so we're coming for you.
That's probably the first time you've ever played with 3-6 Mafia, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, I would be on the side of the stage every day.
Yeah.